Hey guys, Dennis and Chrissy and Alex and Tamara. Fashionably
Hello.
late, Catfish. Fashionably late.
But hey, we are here, and that's
Right?
what counts.
We're here.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have been where Joanne was.
Yeah, Gatlinburg.
Yeah. Oh, Bobby says it's my fault.
What? Yeah. Tamara, it's okay. We yeah.
Catfish,
Speaking of-
you're going to have to come on and join us live sometime and see if you can get us on here on time.
Yeah.
And speaking of Catfish, I had somebody on the Muddy Waters TikTok channel that I have says they personally know Bobby.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Some lady, and she says she personally knows the Catfish Bobby that comes on our show. So
Oh.
I'm not sure who, what, when, where, why, how come, where she's from. I don't know, but she says she knows the famous Bobby Catfish Kennedy. So
Catfish,
Wow.
I want your autograph if you're famous.
yeah. Yeah. So, well, how's everybody doing today?
Hanging in there.
Yeah, doing good.
Say, it seems like it's been forever again since we've done a live feed.
Well, we've all been busy, and of course, your mom takes priority right now. What's going on, and we know Tamara's had some stuff going on in her life, so and sometimes this stuff has to take second to everything else for family and all that stuff. So
It's been a little time consuming, but it has been so great to go over and see mom, have her that close.
Yep.
That's been great.
yeah, I
got
bet.
to see one of my uncles over there last night, and I hadn't seen him in quite some. Well, I haven't seen him since my dad's funeral several years ago. So that was really cool too.
Yeah.
See, someone knows me and loves me. It seems Alex and Dennis disowns me as well. Oh well, nothing new there. Yeah, I don't know Catfish. I
I know
I
that's
don't
a
know
new
him.
name. I've never.
Who's
yeah.
this Bobby Kennedy?
Yeah. I don't know. She said that she knows him from down there in the area and stuff, and that she watches our channel. I don't know if she's here. It says we've got 5 people watching us. At least that's what it shows on my phone.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I did post on the TikTok channel that I have that we were going live tonight. So I would suspect that this person probably seen it. So so we'll see. If she's here, she might pipe up and say something. So
Bobby has his own fan club.
I think he does.
Yeah.
I think he does. So
Probably from those big catfish he catches
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah. Bobby says you'll get to know me soon enough.
Well, hopefully at a fish fry.
yeah, I've been hearing about this fish fry for a couple years now. So we'll see. But
All right.
So, guys, first I want to kind of bring up the Sunday night live feeds are going to start becoming more regular, and we're going to go back to the open discussions to where we'll announce a case ahead of time, and then the Sunday night live feeds, we will go over any new information we have on those cases and then open up a full discussion on that to try to help us determine locations that need to be searched.
yeah,
And get back to doing that. I know when we've done that before, in particular, the Randy Leach case, the Summer Wells case, the discussions were just incredible.
Oh yeah.
And would like to get back to doing some more of those. Another thing that we're doing that is a bit different, and Chrissy is kind of our guinea pig on this, is we have so many cases right now. We have 511 confirmed missing people's cases that we're working on.
Yep.
So I gave a case to Chrissy the other night, and she's took the lead on that investigation, the open source investigation. Already uncovered a lot of stuff on it, but there's going to be, I don't want to say random live feeds, because we're going to give at least a 24-hour notice before the live and what case it is. But this particular one, Chrissy would be going live and going over the case with everybody. She's going to have a computer with her where she is going to continue digging into that case while having an open discussion live feed on that particular case. And it kind of pulls our viewers in to that open source investigation in that case.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that is kind of sticks out in this case, but I like the way Denny's trying this new kind of, what I want to say, just way of doing it. It just,
I think it could really open up getting information quicker and more in depth by kind of spreading it out like that, instead of all of us working on one case and then all of us working on another, kind of branching some of these out.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, so we need to, I guess, in a way, like what you and I have talked about, Dennis, and what
yeah, he asked, appreciate all you do for missing persons community, but he is wondering where Dan is.
Dan has had a lot going on. I don't want to kind of get into some of the personal stuff he's got going on, but he is still a part of Muddy Waters. We have our internal chat that our team has. He is active over there. I just know he's got a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
But he's definitely still a part. Plus, he's got his Missing in USA that he does on TikTok, where you likely really know him from. And I know he's doing some work over there too. He doesn't do a lot of lives right now because of everything going on, but it's not going to be long, and he's going to be right back at it full force.
Yeah.
And then Joanne, do some more reenactments.
Hey,
Those were great.
I know the reenactments we done on Alex Van Delson's case.
That was our first time doing a reenactment, and that turned out pretty good.
That showed us a lot of what could and could not have happened.
So yeah, they are kind of fun, but in educational at the same time, I guess.
Well, I mean, I think I would still love to find the Dodge 600 sedan, you know, related to Randy Leach case. And I would still love for us to do that experiment. You know, last year we tried really, really hard to locate a car, and we did find some, but they were a lot of money. And, you know, if you are here and you have listened to us talk about this, and, you know, I think you all have, you know, we have discussed this so many times on what we wanted to do, how we wanted to do it, all the different things. And, you know, I was looking at cars, and I was trying to find one. It started out trying to find the same exact year, everything. You know, it was going to be a shot in the dark if even we could find the right color. But in the end, who cares what color it was? And we wanted to kind of make like a little documentary type movie about it. we wanted to do something that nobody else had done. So in the end, you know, we were going to paint the car. I wanted to find somebody that, you know, that looked like Randy from a distance, and, you know, started out where you see this kid getting into the car and turning up the radio and it's playing music from 1988, and you know, show him driving down a gravel road and leaving, you know, and then go into the whole case layout, and then go into actually, well, these were the rumors, these were the theories, these were the accusations, this was the hearsay, and basically start out from A to Z, and Z was going to be that the car, you know, was either going to go to the crusher, and we were going to show it getting crushed. You know, we were even going to dig a hole and bury it because there's rumors that the car was buried. I mean, we were going to do everything and really test this out to the extreme. But I didn't want to have to pay $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 for one of these cars when just a couple years ago people were paying you to take them, you know. And now everybody thinks they're classic collector's cars, and they're bringing top dollar.
Yeah, they got just through enough.
Yeah. So, you know, we had done some research, and, you know, the Dodge 600 was also the same as the Plymouth. Oh, geez, now I forgot. But the Dodge Chrysler, they made 3 different versions of that car, and the only difference was the front fascia and the rear fascia. And so fascia means grill, headlights, bumper, you know, the front and rear of the cars. That's what's called the fascia in the automotive world. If you've ever been in the automotive assembly plant, like that I had done for a while. So, you know, we were trying to find the car, the exact car, and then it moved on to finding either the, you know, the Plymouth version or the Chrysler version. That way we had the same, close to the right weight, size, everything. And for the most part, the average person wasn't going to tell a difference. And it just became either they were way too far away or they were way too much money. So, you know, with Randy Leach's case, once again, we are just weeks away from the anniversary of when Randy went missing. So, you know, and you know, I have the last couple of weeks, I have been looking again on Facebook Marketplace, you know, here and there, and I haven't found one. But I would really love to do this experiment, because I really think it would probably answer more questions, but it might in the end cause more questions than what we have answered. I don't know yet. So
That's usually how it works, isn't it? Get two answers and then 20 more questions.
yeah.
Well, my father-in-law is a Mopar guy. I think when you were first looking into, I did ask him to look into it a little bit. They didn't really have time at the time. But because I'm trying to remember, I think they at one point had a very similar car, but he would know exactly everything you're talking about. So I can ask him again. Like I said, I think it's one of those that's kind of crept up into that semi-collectible. But if you find one that's not working, then it might be cheaper. So
yeah, I think it was. I think so. So after those cars came the Dodge Aries, the K cars, I think is what they called them.
Yeah.
So and I've joined quite a few of the Facebook groups trying to find one, and some of them have caught wind of it because of posts that I have made. And they're like, all this guy wants to do is destroy it. And I'm like, yeah, that's I'm not buying it to drive it. I'm buying it to use it as an experiment. You know, it's something to help us learn from this. And that is something, you know, besides that, but that is something that, you know, Dennis and I have talked about a few times, and I think we've talked about it as a group, is, documenting how missing people are found, how they are found, whether they were found in the water, they were found buried, they were found in the vehicle, they were found out of the vehicle. Because I think there needs to be some kind of statistical database that people can use to learn from. Because I guess like an example would be Kenny Rayachek that disappeared and was found. Was it Salina, Kansas?
Yeah.
So Dennis and I had talked, and I had said something to Dennis that, hey, can we reach out to Ricky from Kansas Missing and Unsolved and see if because Ricky's right in that area, if I'm correct, right, Dennis?
Yeah, and he knew him personally as well.
Yes. So that was one where I thought, we knew the whole situation from A to Z, but what was the end of the story? How was this man found? This was an older man who I think had some mental issues. His age, everything. He wasn't in a vehicle. Didn't he leave on a bicycle, or did he just leave walking?
I think he was on foot.
Okay. And just statistic wise, when we get up to senior people who are missing, if we had a database of information that we have obtained from all these different cases, it would be fantastic if we could say, okay, well, we have a male, we have the age range of 60 to 65. He left on foot, on a bicycle, in a vehicle. He left with somebody else. This is more than likely what the end of that is going to turn up to be. He was found on the side of the road deceased. He was found, in a building. He was found in a body of water. I think it would be just so great if we were able to document all this type of situations and have it on a report for people that might need that information, because I think it'd be very valuable.
Yeah.
So do you mean
we even had Derek Collins here in Leavenworth who went missing, and one of the properties we wanted to search, we were told had been heavily searched by professionals, and a year later his remains were actually found on that property. And this would have been less than 200 yards from where he was last seen to where he was found.
Yeah, we lost Tamara.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, there she is.
To be able to document that, like you're saying, that could prove very useful in a future case.
Yeah.
So were you thinking this is a very simplistic view, but like a spreadsheet with all the different trends that you see based on history going back so far? So this age, this time of year, you could sort it. I'm familiar with spreadsheets, and I know there's all kinds of analysis programs you can get too, but it's something to have like a core of, this is what we typically see and this is what you would expect based on what the trends you've seen in the past.
Yes. I just think it would be, and it doesn't have to be like over the top, out of this world crazy, but just simple male, female, age, this is the situation, this, just basically like how you explained. Mm-hmm. I just think that would be so helpful to anybody that's looking for missing people. Because, we all know you have to have a starting point, and, we know that lots of other YouTube entities who look for missing people, some of them focus on boat searches only. Some do land searches only. So I think, in the end, it would just be wonderful to have this. And, today I saw a story on one of the pages I follow, and it was a car that was found, and there was a body buried right next to the car. And I sent you guys that. And I went back and trolled the whole story and even found the post where the person who owns the car posted the car missing. And, you know, these people put in there and they're like, this is the car. There's the license plate. This is the exact car, you know, and then, but I believe what those people were saying is the person who owns the car is not the person that was found next to the car.
Yeah.
It was buried. So, so just having all that stuff, I think would just be so beneficial to anybody and everybody, you know. And it would be nice if it could be a collaborated group effort between all the different groups. I don't see that happening, but I think it would be really cool.
Yeah.
So
It would be neat. I mean, you could have like, I'm not a big fan of like the Google Docs version of the spreadsheet. I prefer Excel, but I mean, that'd be a nice central place, but then everyone would have access to it. And yes, I mean, it's,
yeah,
I don't know. But I mean, an existing spreadsheet, as long as you had the same header information, it'd be easy to plug in anyone else's information.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure there's some repository too that might be able to take Excel, but the Google one works pretty good too. I just like the sorting abilities a little easier in my opinion, and I'm just used to Google, or sorry, I'm just used to Excel. So, but yeah, I mean, even if it's something basic, you know, because then you can add as many columns as you want and just say, so what, you know, what was the weather that day, you know, or, you know, whatever it is anything.
And and I take it, is that how you do for MUFON with the UFO stuff? Is that kind of how the same formatting and how you guys do your stuff?
No, MUFON has its own repository. They have it's called CMS. So they have their own repository that they developed several years ago. It used to be paper, a paper system, which, you know, is very cumbersome. But now I don't know when they updated it, but it's been some time. They have everything now in their CMS system. So they have like electronic forms that you fill out. They have different sections with different tabs. I have asked if they could pull like a spreadsheet to see trending. I mean, it's fully searchable. So you can search up, you know, by state, you can search up by city, you can search up like if it's an identified one, you can search up if it's unknown, certain keywords. So I mean, it's a really good system. But yeah, they developed their own in-house kind of system.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and weather's part of that. It's just one of those things that you go to Weather Underground, you see the weather, and you know, because like they say, some of the thing is like if it's really cloudy out or they get the wrong day down, you can say, "Oh, well, it was really cloudy this day. Did you mean this day?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah, it was that day." So,
yeah,
Yep.
Interesting.
And so, Alex, you brought up Randy Leach, and we're right around the corner from the anniversary of him going missing. We'll get the date out to everybody, but I'd like to do another live feed focused on Randy, do a full recap of the case, open discussion, and
yeah,
you know, his mom deserves answers. It's been far too long.
Yeah,
Randy deserves to be found.
Yeah. Could we possibly that week, if we do a lead up to, you know, Randy's anniversary and stuff, could we possibly go back and play all of our old Randy Leach episodes for people that wanted to rewatch them and stuff? That way we could say, hey, on this date, we're going to be live. We're going to have our Randy Leach, you know, big discussion, but that, you know, these days leading up to it, we are going to replay all of our episodes. So if you would like to watch and see what we've discussed in the past and you want to follow up on questions, stuff like that, I think we should do that if it's okay with you.
Oh, 100%.
So
Randy's case is literally the case that brought around the formation of Muddy Waters to start with.
Yeah.
How many years exactly? Like 30, almost 40, isn't it?
1988.
So yeah.
So 30.
36 or 37.
36, 37, something like that. Yeah. So almost 40 years.
Megan, how old are you?
Megan was 38. So yeah, 37 years then. We just had a birthday. So yeah, 37.
Ah,
So,
Man,
yeah,
that's-
37 years. Holy moly.
That is too long for anybody to be missing. And we do have some searches for Randy coming up this year. And most of these we will get to film and bring you guys along with us on those searches. And I mean, we got multiple searches lining up already. Not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, April 5th and 6th. April 5th, we will be traveling down to one case, the one we can't get details yet.
Yeah.
And there is a good chance that Echo Divers will be meeting up with us on that one. Once those efforts are done that day, it's going to be going over to a different state for another case. This one would be Carol Solon's. Speaking with the family and the sheriff's department, you know, I really don't think we're going to find Carol Solon's that day, but the location we're looking at, we'll do the initial ground search. We're going to lower the underwater camera down in a certain location. We have a lot of information we have to obtain about this property that we cannot get unless we're physically there. And then we'll be bringing that information back, determining what kind of operation we need to do on that search, and then line that up to go do it.
Yeah.
Now, that one we will be meeting the family and the sheriff's department at that location. We will be working with the sheriff's department, forming a game plan on whatever operation we need to do. And they will actually be coming out and assisting us in that operation. So,
This is going to be a big one.
yeah.
So,
And it may be one that we get there and we're able to determine, you know what, a cadaver dog team would be able to come in and know for certain if something's here. Or it may be something that requires a really big dig, bringing in the equipment, doing a dig.
hi, Mac.
And could actually require accessing a mine and making our way in that way. So that one's going to be really big when it takes place, but we have to be boots on the ground, get our measurements, depth, and all the information we can on that property.
yeah.
We do get to film the search we can't talk about. We do get to film that. The family actually requested that we film it, number one, so it's documented. And number two, so we can get that effort out to you guys. So that one will be filmed. The second one, it will be filmed, but we may not be able to release that until the search itself is done and complete, and then get that out to everybody. We don't want to give away the locations because we don't want to risk evidence being moved, different things like that. But the search on the 5th, we'll get that released to you guys as soon as we can. The first 24 hours would be for channel members only, and then it would be open to the public. But that one's going to be a pretty big search too. It is a water search. We have 2 locations to get on. One location, I don't know if it'll be deep enough to run sonar, so it may be physically getting in the water. If Echo Divers is able to come, he'll have all of his dive gear and would dive for us. I do have a small dive tank that I just recently got, so any shallow dives I'll be able to dive on as well. Basically until I'm certified, and then I can do the deeper dives and stuff. But
Yeah.
there may be a lot of activity in that search as well. And again, that'll all be filmed and brought out to you guys. And I'm sure there'll be several live feeds pop up that weekend too, giving you guys updates and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's gonna be a busy year. I know we've all been extremely busy with everyday life stuff. It's fixing to get a lot busier.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got quite a few searches that I mean, we've got searches for some old cases that are coming up with leads and stuff that is coming to us. So hopefully we can move forward. You know, and like we said, we got searches for Randy. And I don't know. I won't go into any names unless the boss brings them up. So Randy's name is kind of, it is what it is. I mean, a lot of people know that we are constantly on the look for Randy's, you know, his whereabouts constantly. So,
we had that new information come in on Star Boomer's case as well.
That's another one. I wasn't going to say her name, but we have we've had a pretty nice lead come in that the group has looked at. We've discussed it. I was literally just right over there the other day and right over my head, and I didn't even go over there and go live with you all to show you. And when I was leaving the area and was back on the highway coming home, I'm like, why did I not just go over there and park and go video and show the group? So, but yeah, that's another one. That is another one of ours that if we can obtain permission, we will definitely be digging.
Yeah.
And there's no telling. I might have to take multiple pieces of equipment there just because of the terrain. So, we have so many cases that if we can get the permission, I would probably spend more time digging, looking for people than digging to make income. So,
Right.
So unfortunately, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Being cooped up in the house all winter, you know, me being paranoid to go outside and get sick.
Right.
You know, I'm ready. I'm ready for us. I'm excited for the weekend after next.
So we got another one that, as long as we can get permission, will be done before too long. And that is Mickey West went missing out of St. Joe. And that's the one that you and I, you brought the case up to me, and we started digging into it for like 3.5, 4 hours. And thanks to old newspaper articles, we were able to pinpoint the location that she may be on.
Yes, Mickey Joe West, correct?
Yeah.
So I saw her case back in the wintertime, early winter. So I kind of try to stay out of the wintertime outside because I don't have a very good immune system, even if I have an immune system at all. I can't fight anything off anymore since I've had COVID. So I was binge watching back-to-back yearly episodes of Unsolved Mysteries. And I came across, I want to say it was the first or second year they brought up this case. And I'm like, whoa, this is St. Joe. This is just up the road from me. And so I immediately started talking to Dennis about it. I'm telling Tammy about it. Me and Tammy's watching it. I tell Dennis about it. And then, you know, it's like 3 a.m. And we were pulling up information from newspapers, and would you believe it that they pretty much take you down the yellow brick road to the house where the other people who unfortunately fell victims to this guy, where their bodies were found. So I'm excited if we can move forward with that case, you know. And I've talked to some other people that lived up in that area and stuff, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we remember all that when all that drama was going on up here." So,
they did take a dog team in there, but it was years after Mickey had went missing, and they were using basically a scent dog, not a cadaver dog.
yeah,
And enough time had passed by that there really wasn't a lot that dog would be able to pick up.
yeah,
Now, if they would have had access to a cadaver dog, then I believe they probably would have found her out there.
yeah. Yeah, her case, I think what's gonna happen with us is we are going to have to pull the addresses, pull the properties, current Google Earth Day images. We're gonna have to go back to the time that she went missing, and we're gonna have to go back to when the other two victims were found, and then we're gonna have to look through historical imaging sites and see how much of the land has changed over the years, because there's nothing in my mind that says she is not where the other two were at.
Right.
I mean, it made no sense. And if I remember right, wasn't, how do I say this? The other two were buried on somebody else's land, but it backed up to his family's land, correct?
Yes.
So he could go through his property. Well, I shouldn't say it's his property. It was family relatives, I believe. It was their property, but he trespassed onto the neighbors' properties, and that's where he had put the other lady's remains.
And
So
they
to me,
probably wouldn't have been found, but there was somebody, I believe they were turkey hunting, was walking through that other property and found some remains and notified law enforcement.
yeah,
That's when they found the second individual in a shallow grave not far off.
yeah. So, you know, we just have to look at the time when she went missing. You know, was the ground frozen? I can't remember off the top of my head because we haven't discussed her case in a while. But was the ground frozen? Was it, you know, what was the exact conditions? Because that plays a part on when somebody unfortunately tries to cover up what they've done.
Yeah.
So,
And
so
you
we
did
just
a great job kind of breaking down what we go into research.
hey, that's part of open source investigative work.
That's right.
So part of trolling. So I hate to say that word, but fortunately, that's what we have to do sometimes. We have to troll people.
Yep.
You know, we have to go in and look at their Facebook pages. We look at posts made with them and their name. And, you know, we look at, you know, when people are missing and what other people are saying about people that are missing. I mean, that's how we, you know, that's how we try to dissect stuff and where to look and, you know, who, you know, and as most of you know, we're not in the business of saying you did it. We're in the business of trying to find somebody.
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately, we have to look at the people who other people have pointed at and said you did it, and troll their pages, information, post, you know, whatever we can find. That's just how we have to do it, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that helps show us what locations we need to get on.
yeah.
Like that one you're working on.
Yeah.
You've already been able to find significant locations of interest.
Oh, yeah. Quite a few. It's a lot. There's a huge area. I mean, I'll obviously explain more when it's time, but I mean, we're talking, there's boat ramps, there's, woods. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely. I'm excited for your case to see what you've worked on, what you've come up with.
I mean, I will say this much. I mean, it's heartbreaking. This case is he's an 18-year Air Force vet. And, when you think military, the first thing that comes to mind is, I'm not going to say it, but it's a sad case. It really is. So,
and we could say this coming Saturday, the 29th, I believe it
Yes.
is.
Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. She will be going live and covering this case and having an open discussion on it.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll be on there with you as backup,
but yeah, I mean, Denny, and Megan were talking about it last night, and I mean, there's so many theories that could come from this. So it's going to be a good discussion. So.
and like you're saying, anytime that it's a military veteran, that just,
I mean,
it hits
Yeah.
different,
It
a little
does.
harder.
Yeah, because I was a military wife for a very long time. My grandfather, my uncle, all military. So, yeah. I think that's why I got the case too, right? Let's see. What else you got?
Alex brought this up. I believe it was in our last live feed. We're at 2,898 subscribers here.
Yeah.
We want to hit 3,000.
Yeah.
When we hit 3,000 subscribers here on YouTube, we're going to have a special live feed that is full of giveaways and prizes.
Yeah.
We have some good stuff already lining up for the giveaways and more to come. I am talking with some people to try to get some really cool items for this. So make sure you're sharing the videos.
All sorts of goodies.
Yeah.
Help us hit that 3,000 mark. If you remember, there was one live feed we actually gave away a big TV.
Yeah.
And Alex took care of that. So you
Yeah,
just don't know what's going to come up on this one.
Yeah, we've done the TV. We've done gift cards for restaurants and stuff. We have done we had some old friends of ours. He worked at a heating and cooling distribution place, and he gave us some thermostats that are the nice programmable kind. Let's see. He did some the Echo Dot little speaker ball little things. We gave away some of those.
Oh, Bobby's good. The caps, Denny.
Yeah.
We did the Roku TV sticks. We did some of those. So yeah, I mean, I just thought, how cool would it be if we can, and let's be honest. We can be honest here. We're all family. We try really hard with our channel. We've gone through some growing pains. Like tonight, we have, at least right now on my phone, it shows we have 7 people watching us. And I would say out of those 7, probably 5 of them are probably the same people that's here with us every week.
And we love you all.
And we're blessed. I mean, in the end, does it really matter if it's 5 people or 5,000? Because we know who the people are who are care and who are here to help support us. But Dennis and I had talked with some people the other day that do social media advertising and stuff, and I talked to them about our page and what we could do to help, I guess, drum up more business, if that's the word you want to use. But how do we get more people to watch, pay attention, and to help spread and share missing people awareness? So that's some stuff that we are going to be trying to work on and do, because and we've said it multiple times before. Unfortunately, we all have jobs. We're not like I'm gonna say it. I don't care. We're not like Jared with
I knew that's coming.
So, and Chaos Divers and all these other ones. That's great. They've done well for what they've done. Hats off to them. But that's not us. Maybe someday this will really take off and we can do things to where, if everybody's involved and they can play a part and we can do whatever we can do to support each other and do it, then that's one thing. That's great. But we want to do something special, because believe it or not, we make absolutely zero.
Yeah.
This endeavor cost us money. So, I mean, literally, we did the farm show, and we were blessed. We were blessed that we had out 2 little money buckets for donations, and 3 days. What was our total?
$63.
$63.
Yep.
Absolutely blessed that people took the time to stop, look at us, and put money in these boxes.
Yep.
But in the end, we take that money and we save it, because in the end, Dennis pays for stuff out of his pocket. I pay for stuff out of my pocket. The other members, if they're doing something, somehow, some way, some shape, form, they're still spending money out of their own pocket for paying for things that they do to help Muddy Waters. Whether it's if they're, had to buy a new laptop, if they're paying for their internet, if they're doing this, they're doing that. Everybody is somehow, one way, shape, or form. So even when we do these giveaway things, we're still saying thanks for you being here and being a part of us. And we are blessed and very thankful. So if we make it to 3,000, we want to do something special. We might do another big TV for somebody. We might do little gadgets. We might do shirts, so, and we don't ever want people to we're not the type of group that asks for money. We really don't.
Mm-mm.
But, in order to do some of these things and go places, we've had a lot of people tell us, why are you shy about asking for donations? Why will you not ask? There's nothing wrong with it. You are doing good for other people. Whether you're out there boots on the ground, you're doing social media awareness for missing people, you're still doing something, and you're still spending your own money out of pocket. And Dennis can sit here and tell us, what is these big checks that we get from YouTube?
Right.
I can tell you that right now. Last year, for the entire year, $113 off the YouTube channel.
Yep.
Killing it. Killing it. That didn't even pay for the new tires. That didn't even pay for the little rubber mount on the camera.
Right. seeing like the searches that are coming up that we're traveling for, that is 99.99% out of pocket for.
It is. And so, we just, and by all means, I'm not trying to throw anybody's name under the bus. I appreciate everybody out there. There's things that people have done in their past that I don't agree with. But in the end, I do appreciate everything that everybody does, whether these people and I personally get along or not, which we know there's one I don't get along with. But in the end, it is what it is. But we want to do something special. We want to have some kind of little fun, night where we discuss things, we give away some things. So, but what is our current number right now? You said, are we at like
2,898?
2898. Well, we're getting there. I mean, we might be on retirement before we get to 3,000, but we're going to get there sooner or later. So, but that's why we always ask, if you can, please share, subscribe. And in the end, what matters, the honest to goodness most, is please share the videos, because you're helping us help the families getting the word out to keep cases in the social media eye. We have so many new cases. I kind of take a liking to some of the old cases because there are so many old cases that they haven't been talked about in years. And these people have been gone. A lot of these people are, if they were alive to this, I should rephrase that. If these people never would have went missing, these people would have naturally passed on by now. They are of that age. So, but we don't want no one to ever forget, because this was someone's mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, cousin, nephew, niece, whatever. It was somebody that somebody loved. Even if you could have been the worst person in the world, somebody still loved you. People loved you even though they didn't love what you or your actions did. So,
that's a very good point.
Yeah, and we've discussed that. I mean, we have some cases that we have been working on where people absolutely could give two craps to the wind if this missing family member was ever found because they did something wrong at one point in their life.
Yeah.
But they always, there's a point where someone turns bad. And before that, they were loved. And they were probably still loved when they were a bad person by somebody.
Yeah.
So everybody deserves the right to have some kind of closure, whether family members have closure or the actual deceased person has closure. So, but yeah, back to the subject that I probably strayed off of 10 times. I would like to be able to do some kind of cool little, fun night, party night, having a good time night where we sit around, we can chit chat, talk, we can talk about cases, we can just talk about the weather that happened that day at your house. We can talk about what your grandkids did. And do some giveaways, some items, some shirts, koozies, keychains, pins, stuff like that. So
we gave out koozies at the farm show, and man, those things went quick.
Yes, they did. They did. And speaking of the farm show, and I told Dennis this, I'm not sure if I put it in the group chat thing or not. I don't remember if I did or not. So the farm show So they're building a new American Royal complex at the Legends area in Kansas City, Kansas, where the NASCAR track is. They've been working on it for 2 years. This new complex is, I honestly can't say square footage versus square footage, but to me it looks like it's going to be about 4 times bigger than the current American Royal complex building. But it was supposed to be finished at the end of this year or the beginning of 2026, and supposedly 2026 we were going to be at the new facility. Well, they've had some issues with the Star Bonds with Wyandotte County in Kansas City, Kansas, and now the whole American Royal Complex building construction has been put to a halt. But next year's American Royal show, whether it's at the old complex or the new one, is going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and not Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So they have changed the show dates a little bit for this upcoming year. So usually Friday is the show day when all the kids are there from schools for the FHA or the FHA. The kids are all there. I mean, there is adults there too. Then Saturday is the main show day. It is just jam-packed. Sunday is the slow down. It's still a lot of adults and families, but it's not as busy. Well, so they've changed it. So it's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we'll see what happens for this next year. So.
Hey, that Friday when it was the schools coming through, it honestly surprised me how many high school and younger age people were stopping and watching the flyers and looking at what we're doing. And you could see genuine emotion on their face as they're seeing these people flash up that's missing, especially when you had some flash up that they're in the same age group as some of these kids.
Yeah.
You could see it really hit home with a lot of them.
Yeah. And I think in a way too, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a lot of them that truly looked frightened. Like I don't know if they couldn't process what they were watching. I really don't know. I really don't know how to explain it, because there would be some that would be looking at stuff and they would literally have the deer in the headlight look. And, you would just sit there and just kind of watch them, and they would just, it's like they were mesmerized, but they just didn't know how to deal with what they were seeing. And in a way, it's kind of sad, because I don't think a lot of parents really teach their children about, hey, just because everybody's nice doesn't mean they're really nice behind closed doors. You can't trust everybody. And, you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to what you're getting yourself into and your surroundings. And I don't think a lot of parents do that at all. I really don't.
See, we had the whole stranger danger teaching at school back when I was a kid. My kids, when they were in public school, they were never taught anything along those lines.
Yeah.
But used to, that was a big thing with the schools to be helping teach and promote that, and really don't see that anymore.
Yeah.
And then parents not getting on board with it. That's something else I want to try to do, is come up with some way that we could put something together that would be specifically for parents and grandparents, in different ways they could address this with their kids and grandkids and help spread the word and awareness on it.
Yeah. What's Bobby been saying here? Holy Lord, Bobby's been writing a book.
He says he'll be getting back to work on that boat this spring. He got the new floor in, and he'll be working on the 188 horsepower 302 motor. He has sent us pictures of the boat. That's a nice boat. And my youngest wanted to believe his friends were nice. It took some patience. He knows now. But then I was the same way when I was his age, believed everyone was nice. That is an easy mindset to have, especially when you're young. When you're young, nothing bad is ever going to happen to you is the most normal mindset.
Yeah.
And I would wager that 95% of the people that have gone missing probably had that same mindset. It's happened to others, but it's not something that would happen to me. It's nobody likes to think that there's a chance they're going to go missing,
Yeah.
but it happens every day.
Yeah, I haven't looked in a while at any statistical numbers, nothing like that, but I remember the last time I looked at something, and it's been a while. It's been probably a year and a half, but it was basically about at every 8 minutes somebody disappears. So, uh-oh.
You got a new haircut, didn't you? Mama did it.
Oh. He's ready for the summertime.
You're ready for the swimming pool, aren't you?
Heck yeah, I'm ready for the swimming pool. Let me know when it's ready. I'll bring the hot dogs
Hey, right on.
and the lemonade.
Oh, I'm so ready for summer.
It has been so nice with the temps and the sun here lately.
We can get to when we can always.
You're going to have to get Alex to do that with you.
Okay.
Why don't you tell him what it is?
It's a slipping slide that there's two sides of it, and you end up racing on it to see who gets down there first.
Oh, that would be so cool. That would be cool.
And Catfish says Alex swimming pool called a bird bath.
Oh, that is a fat joke there. Oh, man, I have never heard that.
Our pools are called a bird toilet.
Oh.
Oh, Catfish.
Catfish better be careful because I think I know somebody that knows him. I might get some real inside information on the real Catfish. So,
And speaking of water, we still have that event coming up this year where we will be getting on Smithville Lake and running sonar and looking for any potential vehicles or evidence that could bring home missing people. And we don't really have any particular case that we're looking for there. But to be such a big lake with so many secluded access points and the location, I mean, we're just right out of Kansas City, very popular lake. And we just want to get that cleared, know for sure there's nothing there. And we say it's going to be a weekend event. This could extend to a couple, 2 or 3 weekends, depending on how things are going. But we do have approval through Parks and Rec to do this. And we'll be in touch with Missouri Highway Patrol and the Clay County Sheriff's Department beforehand, so they know what's going on. So if they start getting calls, hey, this is a forked vehicle we've called into you guys today, they're going to know what we're there doing and be prepared for that and everything.
oh yeah.
And it'd be really cool if some of their people can come out there too, it would be nice to meet them and possibly have them work with us doing this as well.
Yes. Well, I have some friends of mine, and this guy is working with another guy. This friend of mine, and he's an ex-police officer, and he is training another guy, and he is on one of our local dive teams. And he has reached out to the friend of mine, and the friend of mine has discussed with him what Muddy Waters is, and he has offered his services. So,
And you say a local dive team. I do want to tell everybody that this particular dive team is arguably one of the best in the nation.
yes. So he has offered to help us. So I'm excited to talk with this guy. And I believe he wants to talk with us pretty soon. So that's why I need another business card, which I did send Troy. I did send Troy a picture of the Muddy Waters business card, but I physically want to give him some cards. So him and the guys that he worked with, they have our cards, so they can talk with us. So
I've got another box of those ordered for you, Alex.
oh, awesome.
They should be arriving in the next few days.
Good deal. Bobby says, pick on me all this time, Alex. Get big return, huh? Oh, man. That's all right.
Hey, when we have a live feed going and Catfish ain't there for us to pick on, it's just so different. It's always nice to have him. We can pick on him. He dishes it right back. And all in good fun.
Yeah.
But he does need to join us on a live feed.
Yeah.
And
He's
let everybody get to meet him.
Yeah, he said that he was going to come on with us and talk about all the stuff that he's done, with law enforcement and missing people and recoveries, and talk about fishing. Talk about all these giant catfish. And I think, didn't you tell me, Dennis, one time he did send you pictures of catfish?
Oh, he did. These are nice catfish.
And I don't think these were photoshopped. I think these were real pictures.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So we'll see.
You're interested in big catfish, aren't you? We'll have to go catch a bunch and do a muddy water fish fry.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. So, well, where did your original person start off?
They had to take off and run across to the gas station real quick.
Uh-oh.
I took her place.
Okay, Alex, we have sort of discussed something for next year, and the topic you brought up on money and costs and everything really fits into this. And I know it's a whole year out, but something like that takes time to plan and line up and get together. But we're looking at the possibility of doing a small road trip next year, covering a handful of states, doing multiple searches. And the whole goal of that trip would be to do as many searches as we possibly can on that trip, while making sure that we are doing everything we can on that search to determine if somebody's there. but we are looking at the possibility of doing that next year.
Yes.
And it's leading up to a really large road trip that would probably be the year after that, just because we're talking the possibility of 10 or 12 states on that trip, upwards of 30 to 40 searches, about 20, 25 different cases on that trip. That's going to take us to a state that is pretty far away from us to do a search on, and I hate calling these cases a more popular case, but some cases do get a lot more attention than others. But it would be a huge trip that go around. And we want to start off with a smaller road trip so we're able to learn from that. What are we missing? What do we need to do different? What's working? And again, that pulls up the financial side of this and the need for more money to come in. So we'll be looking at doing some fundraiser activities and different things like that. So if any of the viewers have any suggestions on fundraisers, anything we can do to help raise the funds to do those trips, please reach out and let us know. Our website up and running now. That's an easy way to contact us. It notifies us anytime a message is sent to us off of that website. Our email, or if you've got our number, give us a call. But if you have any suggestions or ideas, please let us know, because these are some trips we would really like to do, and in the process, hopefully be able to bring home more missing people. And some of these states are states that you don't see other teams going to.
Yeah.
So it would be an opportunity for a team to be in that state doing searches.
Yeah. Yeah. This is definitely going to be, this would be up there in price.
Yeah.
So at the moment, we do not own any type of RV. We don't own a camper. But basically it would be, us trying to figure out what is the most practical way financially to, basically go visit some of these states with some of these cases. Do we rent a certain size vehicle for, all of us that would be going and partaking in this? And then we pull a trailer with all of our stuff in it? Or do we rent a bigger motorhome type vehicle? That way we can just throw the crap here and there and everywhere and not have to worry about pulling a trailer. So it's just kind of, it's something we've got to plan out. These cases that we have, and also we have to choose, this first time, if we try to go, it would be, what cases and where do we go first? And what makes this case more important than this case? Why does this case deserve our attention more than this one? So it's something that, as a team, as a group, and this is something that Dennis and I has just thrown around. Actually, this is Dennis's idea. He brought it to me. We kind of started discussing it. And I'm sure it'll go farther into the group. And,
Oh, yeah.
Exactly, well, what do you guys think? What can we do? You know, of course, we would love to have Tamara join us. We would love to have Dan join us. You know, and we go through some of these areas, you know. But then again, you know, we understand that everybody can't take off and just leave and get up and, you know, and just basically do whatever. So we just have to figure out a game plan and start off trying to do it on a smaller scale, you know, doing like the bigger teams do it, and basically see if we can pull it off. But once again, it would be a total 100%. We would be funding this whole project out of our own pockets. So, you know, it's just, you know, depending on how far we go, how many states, you know, trying to estimate, okay, well, do we rent a big motorhome that we can stay in and just rent at like public camping? Well, do we rent a smaller vehicle, you know, to where we just have to stay every night in a motel room? You know, there's so many variables and everything. So we literally just started discussing this a few days ago. So you know, it's something that we would love to do. You know, so we're just gonna see. You know, me myself, I can camp in a tent. I would be tickled pink. Unfortunately, I know how to cook, so I don't need to go to McDonald's every day for breakfast. Although I do go to Dunkin' almost every morning to get a drink, one of their very delicious strawberry refresher drinks. But you know, I would love for us to, you know, be able to pull this off and, you know, go places and us try to work some of these cases, you know, work all the variables, the places, you know, and see where we get, you know. Definitely, you know, meet up with people. If we can say, hey, we're going to be in this area. If you want to do a meet and greet, come by and hang out. You know, that just sounded like an elephant ran through your room. What was that, Dennis?
That was Brantley running over to the door.
Oh,
Hey,
my.
Alex said you sounded like an elephant, dude.
That was really loud. So,
Oh, it might have been the dog. She was wagging her tail and thumping it against the wall.
maybe that's what it was. It was like thump, 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 thump. You know who Brantley looks like right now?
Uh-oh.
What was that movie back in I don't want to say this the wrong way, but it was what was the guys in the casino movie? Joe Pesci and the other one, and then they were in Godfather. Robert De Niro. What's the movie that Robert De Niro played the cab driver?
Taxi driver. No, it's not taxi. It's oh, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. He's a taxi driver.
Yeah, and he shaves his head and he has a mohawk. Seriously, Google it and look at Brantley, and then look at that guy and tell me if that doesn't wig you out a little bit. Hey, me and my brother used to have mohawks right after high school. When we were into weightlifting really big and heavy and we were going to the gym all the time, he would shave our heads and we'd have mohawks.
Hey,
Come
you're
on,
famous.
Brantley. You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh with it, buddy. It does kind of look like you. I can hear right now. I'm not driving no taxi, Dad.
Can I have your autograph and can you sign it, Robert De Niro?
Yep.
You're famous already.
We we went to a new church this morning, and we it was a church that we used to attend, but they have moved and built a new bigger church. Well, we had never ever been to this church. Well, we get to church and we get there a few minutes late, but they're singing, and me and Tammy and Tammy's daughter Taylor and Annalise go sit down, and we're sitting there, and we go through the service, and we're leaving, and they don't even have all the lights on, and all of a sudden I hear some lady holler Annalise's name, and then Annalise is like, "Hey," and goes up and gives this lady a hug, and Annalise turns around and she's like, "This is my Nani, and this is my Aunt Lily, and this is my Papa." And we were like, "Oh," and I'm like, "I don't know who this person is." And she's like, "This is my reading teacher from school." And it's like, I joked with her on the way home, like, "We need to get you a Sharpie so you can start signing autographs." Because everywhere, it's like almost every time we go somewhere, she knows somebody. So.
See, I had somebody kind of startle me pretty good here not long ago. Left work in the stoplight there at 4th Street there by where I work. Stopped at a red light, and there's somebody on the sidewalk. Well, they come over tapping my window and waving. So I roll my window down a bit, and I'm like, "Can I help you?" And they're like, "I see you on YouTube. We watch you all the time. Can we get your autograph?" And I was like, "Oh," I didn't know how to react to that.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, when we did mud racing and stuff, I used to in my later years of racing, I did pretty well. I was, usually first or second place every race I did. And I would sign stuff. So my friends were calling me Mr. Sharpie for a while. Because, the kids would always come up, want your autograph, take pictures with your trucks and stuff. So, but yeah. Oh, let's see. Bobby's the only one doing any talking.
And he's saying he really enjoys picking on Alex.
Man.
You've seen the pictures of the catfish caught, remember? Those are some big catfish.
And we're down to only one person watching now.
Mr. Sharpie. Did your comments delete off of here, or did you delete them? Because my mouse is over there. I haven't been deleting anything tonight.
I didn't do it.
In fact, I haven't deleted any comments in, oh boy, what, a year and a half, when we had those guys coming on saying a bunch of stuff to the ladies that we deleted.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's about the only time we've ever had to delete anything. Oh, okay, she deleted. I was like, "Please don't tell me this is messing up. It's going so good."
Out already?
Well, at this point, we know the thing that says how many people are on with us is not right.
Right.
Because there's at least 3 people. Oh, I mentioned hitch a trailer. Okay. I saw I don't know what was going on the other day, but there was quite a few brand new military trucks on trailers, and I haven't seen any in a while in our area. They were all brand new. I would say they are what the military is using to replace the Hummers. They are like a 4-wheel drive Oshkosh brand truck or an international truck, I believe. A crew cab type truck. They look like a giant Hummer, but more up-to-date versions. So I would love to have one of those. That would be so cool. Well, I guess Bobby's going to bed.
Yeah, once you hit that certain age, it's time to call it bedtime early.
Time the Geritol hits. Maybe that's what it is.
Too far.
Yeah, I would say our counter thing is not quite right.
Let's see if I can pull it up on my phone, see what that's saying.
I think Joanne's going to bed too, so well, thank you for being on with us, Joanne. You have a good evening.
And also, I don't know if she's jumped off again, but I want to do another live feed where we cover Rachel Conger's case again and
Yeah.
kind of dive into that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Catfish says, I'll be getting his age soon enough. Yeah, probably a little quicker than I want to.
Maybe Rachel's case would possibly be a good case to see if Tamara would be willing to do her thing with us.
Yeah, I'd be willing to try.
And if she could, because we had a lot of that, the time that we did, we had Amber on with us, which is Rachel Conger's daughter. She really told us a lot of stuff.
Right.
And I'm friends with her on Facebook along with Joanne. And I'm sure you are, Dennis. But I would probably say that they would be more than happy to come back on and do another show and to talk and stuff for sure. So,
yeah, because she had a lot of information that we wasn't aware of when she joined us on that.
Oh
live.
yeah, absolutely.
Because it's been one of those cases that just doing the research on it, there's not a whole lot of information out there on it. And when her daughter come on the live and started going into stuff, I think I went through a whole notepad that night.
Oh, wow.
It was a lot. It was really eye-opening.
Yeah, for sure. Bobby Kennedy says, "Good night, Alex the Con." I still don't know why I'm a con.
That has been his nickname for you for a while now.
I have never been a convict or conned anybody. So,
Well, we might have to dress you up in orange for one of the reenactments because Joanne's been asking us to do some more reenactment videos. We can find something to put you in orange, then you can be a con.
Yeah. I could always put my wig on and my hat and all my stuff like we did that one Halloween show.
That was a fun night.
Yeah. For sure. That would be a fun night. That'd be the type of fun night we need to have at our 3,000 member
Right.
party. So maybe that's what we need to do. First time for everything, Alex. Oh boy, Bobby.
And when we were talking about the giveaways, you mentioned Roku sticks that we've given away. Those are going to be really relevant when it comes to Muddy Waters because later this year, we will actually have a show airing over on Roku. And I'm looking forward to that one. But that has been something that's been in the works for quite some time. And I've had a Roku channel for, I mean, when Roku was first really becoming a thing, and we hadn't really done nothing with it. So we're going to use that and start airing a Muddy Waters show over there. A couple other shows that we'll be airing over there. And eventually we will be offering airtime for any other show that wants to air over on that channel.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
And what is the difference with Roku and an Amazon Fire Stick?
Okay, so I kind of learned this just these last few years. So Roku is an operating system of, this is my opinion on what I've learned. So, so one of the smart TVs that I had, I got a couple years ago, and it was the first TV that I bought to do the giveaway when we did the giveaway. So I bought the TV and had it shipped here to my house. And I don't know why, but in the back of my mind, I just figured the person that was going to win the TV lived here. Well, they didn't live here. So I went to ship the TV, and they wanted like $250 to ship the TV. And I'm like, well, heck, I'll just buy another TV and have it directly sent to them. So that's what I did. I just did that. Well, I had that other TV, and that TV was it was the Fire TV. And then I had another TV that I just got, and it has the Roku. So it's kind of like the operating system for all of like the Amazon Prime, Netflix, YouTube. It's like the main operating system. That's how the TV, the main program, the programming system works. So, so basically it is just, whichever one you get accustomed to. So now I have more TVs with the Roku style operating system with all the Roku channels, the live TV, and all the sub channels like Paramount, Max, Disney, this, that, whatever. So I'm not sure if that kind of answers questions or not, but the Roku stick was basically something that you would plug into the HDMI port on your TV, and it would basically put that operating system on your TV. So.
And Katrina, have you guys had any discussions or made any decisions over Tracy in Northeast Kansas? What's Tracy's last name? And the TV, I think it was Lisa Key down in Tennessee that won the TV, wasn't it?
Yes, it was Lisa. So I sent, let me think here. I sent 2 or 3 things, 2 things I think to Canada. One was a thermostat, one of those Ecobee digital Bluetooth thermostat things that would link to your phone. And then one of them, the other thing, maybe there was 3, but I think none of those people received anything. And I don't know if it was something that maybe got stuck in customs or something, but I had made comments a few times to please let me know if you did not get your stuff. Because one person did, and I don't think they were very happy. And I apologized to him, and I said, maybe it'll show up. I think I talked to Dennis about this a couple times. But there was only one TV that we've done, and that TV went to Lisa Key. She won it. But the other things was a thermostat, and then maybe the Roku stick, and then maybe one of the Echo Dots. I think there's the Hey Google, and then there's the Echo whatever, like Amazon Prime has. Those were the other ones. And I know there was 2 or 3 things that went to Canada, and nobody didn't get any of it. So I don't know. And when I asked the first person, I asked about, and they said it was probably held up in customs or something for a while, which I don't know. I don't buy anything from Canada, and that was the first time I ever shipped anything to Canada. So I take it it was this person that sent something to and they never got it. Is that what they're saying?
It's what it looks like.
But I know it wasn't the TV, because Lisa Key was the person who won the TV.
I remember that because that surprised us that night.
Yeah. And I just ended up buying, I'm pretty sure I did it on Amazon Prime, or maybe it was Walmart. Maybe I ordered it on Walmart, and I just had it directly shipped to them. I learned that lesson. Don't ever do that. So,
got a new case.
And Katrina was asking about Tracy missing out of Northeast Kansas. Tracy Benz from Donovan County, missing August 11th, 2021, 47 years old, time of missing. We will look into this case and do what we can to help and see if we can help bring her home. This is a case that Ricky, Kansas Missing and Unsolved, shared. I've been able to find one of their flyers. So we'll definitely look into this and see what we can do to help. Save that flyer.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
What? What do you want? No? Up here. No. Come on. There's such a thing in the butt.
So, anything you want to bring up tonight?
Just, I'm ready to get my case going for you guys. So.
And Katrina spoke to somebody on TikTok about it. Was it through Muddy Waters Search and Recovery, or was it through Dan's Missing in USA?
well, let her know that you have a Muddy Waters TikTok and I have a Muddy Waters TikTok.
Yeah, there's 2 of those over there.
And I have been getting bombarded with spam. Yeah.
Okay, with me? Okay, we'll definitely look into that and do everything that we can to help bring her home. That's not very far off from where we all live.
Yeah.
So your TikTok page has the current logo, right, Dennis?
I believe so.
And
Yeah,
my TikTok page for Muddy Waters has the YouTube logo with the old style logos. If I can get it to, it's not going to do it.
the one in the top right corner would be the logo you've got.
Yeah, we can't see anything else.
Yeah. So if the logo, if it says Muddy Waters Search and Recovery and it's kind of a black background and it has the same logo that was by my head, not the one that Dennis just changed it to, that is the TikTok page that I have for Muddy Waters. And the other one is for the Dennis's have, because we try to work it multiple ways. So
Okay.
and something else I found out, and I don't know why. So I have had issues with TikTok. So when I started on TikTok a couple of years ago, I had the Muddy Waters page, and then I had a page for my work that I do. And it was Bobcat related equipment, excavating work. And somehow I was locked out of my original equipment work page, but wasn't locked out of the Muddy Waters page. And even though they used the same login function, well, I made a new page, a new equipment Bobcat page, and it is, I can toggle between my Muddy Waters page and that one. But now I've noticed that on my Bobcat page, when I go to the messages, there's another button you can click on it, and it now sends all the spam stuff into another group that is basically, you know what kind of stuff that they try to do on TikTok. It sends it into a new folder under a different thing. But when I go back over to the Muddy Waters page, it's all in the same thing. It doesn't separate it on its own. Now, why in the world on the same main account does it not do it on the both pages? And I tried so hard working with TikTok to help me get back into the other page, and they said that they couldn't do it because, what was it, Dennis? I know I talked to you and Dan about this, because they couldn't prove that it was me, and I'm like, it's the same account. I'm just toggling between two different pages. But why won't it let me toggle into the other one? So I know TikTok does some really screwy things. I mean, hands down, screwy. Did they say which one they were talking to?
The at Muddy Waters TikTok page. I want to say that one's yours.
Yeah. Now I'm going back to TikTok on my phone again.
Hey, on a bright note, if we have any IT issues, we have Tamara now. She's really good with that.
I only know things through osmosis, so it's you never know what you'll get.
Okay, I think I just found her.
Seeing this is another good thing about our website is there's a page on the website that new cases can be submitted into the team as well.
Okay, Katrina, are you the one that goes by? Did I just respond to you on TikTok?
Yeah, that's the safe way to do it.
They're probably like, these guys don't know what they're doing. They're so confusing. And if she does say yes, then yes, I did share this case that she is talking about. I did share that with you a couple weeks ago. I was doing the screenshots and I asked her if it was okay to share it with the team. So
Yeah.
yes, I did share it. So we apologize if there is some confusion here. Okay, that is her. She just responded.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah, the last several weeks I have been everywhere with mom and everything with all of
Yeah.
that. So that
Yes.
might have slipped by me.
yes.
But we will definitely be looking into that case and seeing what we can do to help. In fact, that's not too far away from where we may be searching for Mickey West. Oh, and Alex, something else I remembered going through all the cases and stuff. We still have that lake in St. Joe to search. That satellite imaging shows the possibility of a truck being in there.
Oh, really?
And there was, I think the gentleman has already been found. I got to go in and double check that. But we had a case of a gentleman missing and his truck was missing out of St. Joe a while back ago. So I started on Google Earth and then the Hunt Stand app using satellite to look at the bodies of water in St. Joe. And the measurements are consistent and it looks like there could be a truck in that water. So we'll have to get on that pretty soon too and get that checked out.
Yeah, for sure. So the other day I was riding around with one of my children. The body of water that I told you that we needed to check because it could be a possibility of Billy and Mary Black.
Yeah.
I said if they had came out of Atchison and they came that particular way because they were going. So anyways, I was discussing with Tayden that particular body of water, and he told me that last year at one point that thing was completely dry.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I had never seen that dry. That is crazy. Which I'm not over in that area very much anyway. But
and the only reason he says that it's dry, that he knew it was dry, is because he pretty much goes by there every single day.
That one? Holy crap.
Man. Well, now I don't want to fish it as bad. Every time I went by it, I wanted to stop and fish. And
yeah. So he said that it was literally bone dry, and he said it's only like 4 or 5 feet deep.
Oh, wow.
So more than likely, it would have never concealed a vehicle to begin with.
Right.
So, and I mean,
when it does flood.
It gets pretty clear though. With on a sunny day, the sun would have glinted off of something that would have stood out.
Yeah,
but we've also seen cases where the vehicle was completely visible and set. I believe it was Jeremy with Nug. That vehicle was visible for a long time in the water, and Jeremy finally found it and brought a missing person home.
Yeah.
So it's
Hmm.
weird how things like that can get overlooked so easy.
Right. You think it wouldn't be, but yeah, it
Yeah.
can.
But we have another body of water that I've told Dennis that we need to check into, and that one could be related to Randy Leach in his case. It's not out of the vicinity where it's in the vicinity where it needs to be checked because of other rumors, theories, accusations of things that have been brought up. That's why this body of water needs to be checked. And it is literally right on the side of a road. And there is no fence, there's no guardrail, there is nothing but you going 40 miles an hour and getting on an off ramp and clearly not paying attention, and you end up in water.
Yeah.
So that one, and there is no getting permission. We're just going to pull over on the side of the road because it's off a public road. It would be governed by blah, blah, blah. Well, it's not a federal highway. It's a county highway. So it's going to be a pull over and get out and take care of business real quick and get back in the truck. So, but that is one that I want to basically go. I told Dennis the ideal situation would be just to pull off the side of the road, hop out with the fishing pole and an eye bobber, wing it out there a few times, see how deep it is, and then troll basically the historical imaging websites. I guess we should probably troll them first to see if there was water in these areas back in 1988. Because if there's no water there, then we're wasting time when it comes to Randy's case.
It does open the possibility of someone else being
Yeah,
there.
and that would be the other. That would be the other thing is, well, there still could be somebody else that has drove off in there because it's got to be deep because of how it is designed, because it's on an off ramp and it's in a bowl. So there has to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 feet of water in it. There's just got to be. I mean, I could be wrong. So, but it'll probably be a day where either I hook up with Dennis and we go bang it out real quick, or I go with Tammy one day and Tammy and I can pull off and, we can go live and she can document, us checking it for the depth. One way or another, I guess in the end, we just need to check it because it would be so even in the middle of wintertime, it doesn't drain out. It always has water in it. And it would be nothing for a car to go down there in the ice off the edge of the road in a snowstorm, break through the ice, sink, it refreezes, it snows, the tracks disappear, and all existence of what happened could be gone in an hour. So, yeah, we need to, that's one that we need to check. And there's actually, in this area, there's actually a few pieces of property that we need to check. And the other one is solely a lead to check on Randy. So it was a lead that was sent to us. And we can bring up Randy's case back again. And I want to say something. Dennis and I have had a discussion, and I really don't understand why. Why is the reason that people involved with Randy Leach's case, who will talk to us about leads, and then they straight up ghost us? And it's not like these people are in fear of their life, like something's going to happen to them. They just literally quit talking to us and won't answer text messages. They won't answer phone calls. They literally disappear. And sometimes they'll read our messages, but they don't they just don't talk anymore. You know,
That has happened so many times.
it is, and I'm not. By all means, I'm not saying it to be nasty or rude, but
Right.
why reach out to us and tell us information? And for the most part, everything that anybody has ever, the three that come to my mind, and the three that the three that Dennis know exactly who I'm talking about. I have no reason.
You can count on it. We would be
Hey,
there.
that's if we can get into Canada now.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can't get something shipped to you and it makes it to you, then I don't know if they're gonna let us in.
That was just too funny.
But I don't understand why when we start talking about stuff and this person's giving up information, something they saw, something they seen, something they know, somebody they know. And I don't understand, do they get cold feet? Do they get scared? Do they get scared that if we found Randy, then it would come back out where the information come from, and then crap rolls downhill, and then it would lead back to them? I mean, I guess in my mind, that must be what they're thinking. But why can't we just simply say, hey, I gave you what I knew. I don't care to talk to you no more.
Yeah.
That don't leave us hanging. Don't make us keep bothering you if you don't want to be bothered. If you're done telling us what you need to tell us, just say simply, hey, that's all I know. I can't help you no more. I hope it does help you. Please don't say where you got this from. And of course, by all means, we abide by those rules that you
Right.
put out. We will obey them. But don't leave us hanging, because we could be just one question away from figuring out what we need to bring somebody home, and that has bothered me. It has bothered Dennis. And it's not just Randy's case. It has happened in other
Right.
cases where people have, sent us stuff, or we've talked to people, and it just stops. All communication stops, and it's like, hey, we would like to ask you this or this. Okay, hey, hate to bother you again. Okay, this will be the last time we ask. Did we upset you? Did we do something wrong? Please help us understand. And then it's like, okay, we're done. So I don't know.
I think maybe it's a lot of just their nerves catching up to them. Like, oh my goodness, I just told him that. Now what do? I can't believe I just said that, and blah, blah, blah.
See, that is a possibility.
Yeah.
Then there's been times that somebody would contact and the information they would give would be so far out there.
Yeah.
And even if it does seem like it's so far out there, we're still going to take the time and dig through that just to make certain.
Yep.
But it'll be so far out there, then they ghost us. And it's like, are you just trying to be a jerk? I mean, no other way to say it.
I mean, any kind of clue, I mean, we're not going to pass up, but I mean,
I think we have spent hours going through leads that have come in that turn out to be somebody that just come up with this off the wall.
and like I said, we can't turn any of it down,
No.
but
At the end of the day, it does help us continue to narrow the search.
Yeah.
But why would you do that? If you're going to give information that's going to be helpful, like Alex said, if you don't want to be contacted again, to say, hey guys, I'm telling you this, but I'd rather be left out.
Sure.
No problem.
Yep.
But to continually be the one reaching out to us, and one in particular on Randy Leach's case, we were going to be setting up a time that they would be meeting with us in person. We would have been buying them dinner and having a discussion and everything lining up just to they'll read our comments or our text messages and stuff.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been nothing else. And this is a person that sent us photographs. They sent us information on a particular location. And the stuff that was coming in was really relevant because it fits one of my personal top theories on the Randy Leach case. And it just poof.
I mean, I think that sometimes it's just people get scared. They tell you what, the information they have, and then they just automatically go, oh, what did I just do? Oh, what did I do?
Catfish says, I'm not asleep yet, but what Alex has talked about, these people let out too much information on Randy that someone that knows what happened. That is something else that Alex and I have discussed a lot, and Chrissy and Megan and Tammy, did they get scared because they did say too much and don't want to potentially incriminate themselves? And we're not law enforcement.
No.
We're not looking to have somebody put in jail, somebody charged. We simply are looking for the missing person to bring them home.
Yeah. And just to make something quite clear, please, we don't want nobody to think that we leave Tamara out of stuff.
Yes.
It's just because, Tamara has been with us for a while, and Tamara did watch us before, before, we asked her to be a member of the group. But, there is things that the group has talked about before other people were involved in the group. I mean, there's things that, like a perfect example is, Tammy used to come on the show quite a bit, but Sunday nights is usually our family dinner night, Sunday nights. Mm-hmm. So usually everybody is here, and I try to get everybody here between 5 and 6 o'clock to eat, so I can spend time. I cook dinner. I try to sit and enjoy with them. But when we do lives, I try to get them here early enough. That way when I can break away. So that is the reason why Tammy is not on here anywhere near where she used to be, is because people are here and she's spending time with her family. But there's times that I will discuss stuff with Tammy, and then I discuss it with Dennis in the middle of the night, or I discuss it with Dennis during the day. And it's just, we all have different schedules. So I just want everybody to know that while we talk about things, just because we don't mention somebody's name in the group, it's not that we leave them out. It's just how we discuss things, or we talk about it, here and there, and, things like that. And as of right now, I mean, we don't truly know Tamara's schedule. And I mean, there's times when we've talked till 1 and 2, 3 o'clock in the morning during the work week, And there's things that Dennis has discussed with Megan and Chrissy that, I didn't know about or anything like that. So I just want everybody to know that just because we might not say something, please don't think that we don't intentionally leave other members out of the group or anything like that.
Yeah, it does eventually travel around and get there. Because Chrissy, there's stuff that Alex and I have had in our discussions that hasn't even got to Chrissy and Megan yet. And Catfish brings up a good point here. Basically, somebody's talking to us about Randy. They get threatened to back off, and
Yeah.
they're leaving because of that. As Catfish said, if I knew something on Randy and somebody threatened me, yes, I'd back off too. And we do know, looking at reports and stuff, that there have been people threatened that was working on Randy's case, including some what I would call suspicious deaths that have taken place.
Yeah.
So that very well could be a possibility.
Yeah. I mean, it gets crazy. Things get really crazy. I remember, we had some issues on one of our searches, and I was getting a little bit paranoid, and I remember telling Dennis, I'm like, man, I'm getting a little nervous about this. I mean, if these people in this case that are supposedly involved, I mean, I could be a sitting duck out in the middle of this field on an excavator digging. I said, all it's going to take is one person across the field with a hunting rifle and a scope, and they're going to smear me all the way across the farm field. And I started thinking about getting a bulletproof vest and this and that. And then it's like, oh, well, you're not going to find one that fits you by tomorrow, But luckily that situation... Luckily, it was okay. It didn't go hypothetically what we were thinking it could go. But, we go ahead.
We do have some cases that potentially have that threat. So I am talking with several companies right now, hoping to get one of those to work with us to at least have a couple vests just in case it is a search like that, to be on the safe side. If any of you guys know a company that you think would work with us on that as well, please let me know. But I am talking to, I believe it's 4 companies right now, hoping one of them could help get us set up with that. I mean, not every case is going to need something like that, but we do have some that it's one particular area. The threat is so high that it almost makes you not want to go. But I guess I'm one of the weird people, because the fact that somebody would want to put out a threat like that so high, it makes me want to go and find answers, and it don't set well. So having a little bit of a safety blanket, I think, would be a good thing in some of these cases. Either that or just send Chrissy in and hope for the best.
Are you going
I like Max. Fat guy. It's fat guy and little coat.
Fat? Is that another fat joke against me?
I thought it was just you just blend in and no one would see you.
Oh, man.
Sorry, I had to shut my camera off for a second. So, yeah, I thought there for a while I was going to have to get a Sherman tank instead of a bulletproof vest. All right, I'm back.
And that's a case that we'll be going back to on. And those who were involved in this, because this one is clearly foul play involved. And those who were involved are likely still in the area and already had the heads up that a major operation is taking place. Now these people may be coming back.
Yep.
I like this comment. Besides, y'all have God on your side anyway, guaranteed.
Amen to that.
He knows we need all the help we can get. And as I explained to Tamara one night, it was her and Tammy on the call with me. about that particular threat that come in and the way I handled it, which I know was not handled right, but I get a little hot-headed when it's a threat like that. I'm normally laid back, easygoing,
Well, the way they came at you is the
but
problem.
that rubbed me wrong in every direction.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, Brantley's tearing stuff up over here.
Knock the thing over.
You got to come see their dog.
Alex has a new friend.
Look at that.
My cat decided to walk by too.
Oh, and look at her cat.
Oh, look at the cat.
It's the Muddy Waters Animal Channel.
Animal
Tex.
channel. Lena.
If we can't find your missing loved one, we can show off our animals.
Yeah.
This is Amity. She is a purebred.
Oh, wait. We got the best one. This is,
Holding him.
I know, right? This is the only time you'll ever see me hold this cat.
Oh,
Yeah.
so this,
When they first got the cat, thought it was female, so they named him Lily. It's not a lily, it's a Lillard. So that's what we call him is Lillard.
yeah, we had one a couple years ago that started out as a she and ended up being a he.
Haley took her cat to the vet and was going to have it spayed. And they were like,
Which one?
the neutered male cat.
Which one?
Whoops.
Yeah. What's his name on?
We've got a black cat, and when Taylor got him, he's huge. He's not a pure Maine Coon, but
Oh,
he's probably 75% Maine Coon
woo.
and 25% pure Halloween.
Oh,
So he's all black and he's huge. I bet he's 25, 30 pounds.
Wow.
I
So,
always wanted a Maine
Oh my
Coon.
goodness.
oh yeah.
Oh,
So when she got him, she thought he was a she, and then she took him to get him fixed, and turned out
So
so.
they literally had him already sedated.
Oh, sedated. That's right.
whoops.
Yeah. So she named him Rook, but I named him Spooky Bob. So and then we got one of them Bengal cats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, them designer Bengals.
Bengal designer Bengal.
Yeah, we got one of those.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll have babies.
There you go.
So then we can have some. I don't know what they would be
I
called.
know. I was thinking of a name. Coon.
Designer cat.
Yeah, designer
Yeah.
cat.
And it's kind of like the time that we bought one of them little furry cows. Them
Oh,
little
darn it.
Highlands.
Those little
Yeah.
ones?
Yeah, one of them Highlands. Yeah,
Yeah.
then she turned out to be a red. Was she a red Angus?
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
Oh, whoops.
yeah,
Yeah, that's not so little.
No.
yeah. When she was a baby, she was a little fat, little puffy, hairy thing, and you'd call her, and she'd come running just like a puppy.
Oh.
And then she started growing, and then she didn't stop growing.
Mm.
So, but yeah. Oh, Kennedy, Bobby says I've got 15 cats outside. How many you all want?
Mm. Nope. We're good.
Yeah, I'm all cat.
Yeah. Because there's 2 cats, 2 dogs. So I
Probably because of all them. It's probably because of all them catfish carcasses he's got hanging on a string.
Could be.
So, oh boy.
Well, guys, we're starting to
Yeah.
wind down on the time on this. So
Okay,
you guys
so what-
don't forget Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time.
Yep.
Do you have the name?
Yes. His name. Nope. Dang it. That's horrible. Richard Jones.
But she will be doing a full layout on this particular case and going into details on it with an open discussion.
His name is Richard Dean Jones.
And where's he missing out of?
He is missing out of Ditmer. I hope I'm not butchering that, Missouri. So that's where he's missing out of.
Okay. And I've got one that I've been working on, and her name is Rachel Pratt. And she was last seen on January 16th, 1995. She was 15 years old when she went missing, and she is missing from Garden City, Kansas. She was pregnant. I know Dennis knows this one. So I actually made a layout video with pictures and information. It's the first time I've tried to make a legit video, and I could not get it to upload. So I sent it to Dennis, made it in the Google Slides, because I am like redneck illiterate when it comes to trying to make. If I can make it on TikTok, it would be a different story. But trying to make a legitimate YouTube video look somewhat not hillbillish and look nice. So I really tried making it on Google Slides and putting the pictures in and all the text. I couldn't get it to work right. So I'm going to try this week again. I do have a pretty busy week coming up with digging. Now that the weather's turning, all the jobs are starting to pile up. So I'm going to try to get it to upload. If I can't, I'm going to have to try to have Dennis try to do it. But I will try to get that case out also, with some updates and some leads and stuff on this case for this girl. So
You remember back in the day on this channel where we didn't do slides, instead we'd hold our cell phones up with the picture on it?
Oh my goodness.
yeah. Well, I used to do it. I would do the videoing with my phone, and then I would have the pictures up on my computer screen.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how redneck I am. So,
Hey, if it works, it works.
yeah. Maybe someday we can get a full blown production crew like the big rig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got Tamara's husband.
Yep. Yeah.
We'll
I
just reel
walked
him
by a
in.
little while ago.
Yeah, I volunteered him for filming, so
Awesome. Well, we're going to try to step up our game on social media to try to get more than 6 people to hang out with us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you're going to start seeing a lot of changes, different changes on how we do our videos, live feeds. And say, I'm going to use a search video, for example, like the search that we're going to do on the 5th. Even if we do edit in footage off of another camera, when it comes to showing sonar, you're still going to see that footage. We're just going to be editing in, I guess, other angles and other stuff off of cameras, which includes drones, eventually submersible drones, all of that, be able to incorporate that in. But you're going to see a lot of changes, and hopefully it's all positive.
Yeah.
yeah. So, we just we have to work better on our presentations and trying to get stuff across to the public, to try to bring some answers home, and but I guess basically try to provide the public with the best content that we can provide, because we do have a heart of gold when it comes to what we do. So, and we sure hope everybody knows that and understands it. So we'll see.
Yep.
So
We have to find the balancing line between kind of doing how some others, and not just this type of stuff, but how some others do with their content, and yet not lose who we are as a team in the process. So it's finding that middle line there. I guess I'm not a big fan of change, but sometimes change has to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about that too, because there's all kinds of different ways of doing it, but you still want to hold true to what's
Right.
your values are and what's important to you. So
And Katrina, absolutely, you're more than welcome to send my number to the new undersheriff. Yeah, in any opportunity that we have that we could work with law enforcement or assist them, or at least them know what we're doing, that's always the best route to take. So absolutely.
yes, that is absolutely correct.
And that case isn't that far from us.
No.
Well, we haven't gotten kicked off yet. That's
Yeah.
strange.
That's surprising. Sometimes it'll do it at 2 hours, sometimes 2 hours and 15 minutes, and sometimes 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, last time it kicked me off. Like as soon as it went to 2, I was gone. So
And that was weird because it kicked you off, but Tamara and I were still here. Then it kicks us off of here, and then it kicks us right out of StreamYard.
Yeah. You're done. You're done.
you know, it's just like tonight when I clicked on our link to go to StreamYard, it made me log in under my name, like my email, my stuff. Well, when I tried, last week to do that video, was it Monday or Tuesday? I was working. I think it was raining, so I was trying to make this video. So when I logged in just like I normally do, and none of the stuff was on StreamYard. It was all gone. So that's when I had to message you and say, hey, it's not letting me do it through my normal email. Resend me a link to, accept the invite to do it. And I did it, and it took me right to it, and I didn't have to put my email in. Now, why tonight was it totally different? That's what I don't get. I mean, why can't it just be something simple?
Yeah.
Why can't it work the same every stinking time you want to do something? Sometimes technology is too difficult. So
sometimes it's too difficult, and sometimes I'm just not smart enough. And I
Yeah.
think for me
Yeah.
personally, most of the time, I'm just not smart enough.
yeah.
We need to take a class.
Tammy says we need to take a
Class.
class. Yeah. Tammy and I would show up, and they'd be like, yeah, we don't have senior computer for dummies today. That's on Saturday morning at the coffee shop.
Oh, the case in Ontario, have you been in touch with authorities up there and planning on coming? Coming up there, that's going to be a while before we could do a trip like that. I haven't been in touch with the authorities. If I did contact authorities, it would be on the Canadian side.
Yeah.
But the area I'm seeing that we would need to search is on the US side. So as we learn more about this particular case, we will be in touch with authorities on both sides. We just want to make sure that we've got everything we need on our end before doing that. And knowing it's going to be a good amount of time before we can make it up there
Yeah.
to search that, we don't want to rush it with the authorities. But now, if we do see something that we think they need to know that they can get on before we can get there, we would definitely be in touch in getting that information to them.
But yeah, I mean, we would love to make it to Canada. You know, we're talking about trying to do some long distance trips here in the future.
Oh,
It's just it's just figuring out funding. What we're gonna do. I can give an example of how things cost. The year before last, we went to Arkansas to look for Mark Fullerton. And I spent roughly $2,000 out of my pocket for fuel, motel rooms, food, and that was for Tammy and I, and then another couple that went with us to help us. And he had some forensic background stuff, and that's why they went with us, because we were digging in the soil looking for human remains. So, I mean, we're talking a day's trip away. We're in the northwest corner of Missouri, and we basically went to the southeast corner of Missouri and went straight into Arkansas. And that's basically the kind of money that we had spent out of pocket for everything. So, going to Canada, road tripping, motel rooms, and like I said, we talked about this earlier. It all comes down to, in the end, do we rent a motorhome? Do we just take our vehicles with a trailer? Do we just take our vehicle? I mean, there's so many variables, and of course we want to do it the most financial, responsibly possible way that benefits us all. So you never know. I mean, a year from now, Muddy Waters might have a Griswold motorhome. I don't know. We just have to see what life brings at us,
Right.
See, in that particular case, we do have it's basically a fishing guide would be an easy way to explain it. He's got a charter service up there, knows the lake really well, and he has volunteered to take us out on one of their fishing charter boats. And he's already got all the sonar and stuff on that boat. So
Yeah.
we had that assistance once we got there on that particular case.
And it could be something just reaching out, I don't know, to like local Airbnbs or hotels or something like that, and see if they're willing to sponsor, and if they're willing to provide so many rooms for so long, and then you just mention them on the show and have their logo, something like that, like kind of like a sponsorship or something, or it's just a donation. That's one option too, but there's a lot of logistics ahead of time. But
yeah. I mean, our hearts are in it to do it. It's just, like we said, all of us. Tamara's stuff, I'm not sure how her job exactly works out. Tammy and I are basically self-employed. We can come and go as we please. But like Dennis, Megan, and Chrissy, along with children, their jobs. I mean, it's unfortunately, doing this stuff, even though we deal with it on a daily basis, our home lives, our jobs, that stuff, of course, comes first. So, so it just, all we can do is hope in the future that these cases that are really far away, will we will be able to venture out and make these road trips and go. Because
30 seconds.
Yep, we got 30 seconds, Alex.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you everybody for showing up tonight and being a part of the show and talking with us. We are very blessed to have you. So please like and share as always.
And we'll get a couple videos out this week with some updates. And with that, 9 seconds.
Yep.
You guys stay safe. We will see you guys down the road.
Bye.